6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Their JLP friends, them build high-rise, roads still full of wood. A whose pocket do I feel, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in a politics we ever see. Holness, time to go, time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Holness, time to go, time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holness, time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You bring in the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan, but 10 years later we still can't understand. Corruption report London, nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Votes crack up parish council, bro. Country suffocate, done and it just more. And when we raise revise, you call we political, but the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical.
Holness, time to go,
Time to go. The people,
them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door.
Holness, time to go,
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holness, our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people COVID empty. How you live so large when we live in so scanty? Not with fists, not with fire, but with voice them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate, Jamaica speaking and I'm not too late.
Holness, time to go,
Time to go. The people,
them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door.
Holness, time to go,
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Oh yes, our time to go. This one is for every Jamaican who can't afford feet. We are sleep on cardboard. We are drive on broken road. The people of 10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food pan we plate. People are suffer while Andrew a live great. Hey, hey. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Ha! Hurricane come through and left the people bare. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Their JLP friends, them build high-rise, roads still full of wood. A whose pocket do I feel, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in a politics we ever see. Holness, time to go, time to go. The people,
Them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Holness,
Time to go,
time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holness, our time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You bring in the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan, but 10 years years later, we still can't understand. Corruption report London, nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council, bro? Country suffocate done and it just more. And when we raise revise so call we political, but the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical.
Holiness, time to go.
Time to go. The people,
Them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more. You know hear us. We are knock on the door.
Holiness, time to go.
Time to go. From Kingston to Negri, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holiness, our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people COVID empty. How you live so large when we live in so scanty? Not with fists, not with fire, but with fire. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. All this our time we go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You're bringing the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan, but 10 years later we still can't understand. Corruption report London, nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council, bro? Country suffocate done and it just more. And when we raise revise so call we political, but the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical. Time to go. The people,
Good morning, good morning.
we say
First on a Sunday morning, you see me live on air. I never normally do this. But good morning to everyone. Welcome to the Make We Talk program. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Make We Talk a current affair program. Cooper's Pen demolition. 5 police division. Who gave the order? Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning to Jamaicans across the diaspora. Welcome to Make We Talk a current affair program. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tavares. This morning, we return to the troubling situation surrounding the demolition of houses in Cooper's Pen. Reports are claiming surrounding this operation. Why was such a significant police presence necessary? Who authorized this operation? And who is to be blamed? This morning, we're going to dig deep into it. We don't know what is going on. There's no answer coming in from those who are in authority. No answers coming from those who are in authority. None whatsoever. So my question this morning, I don't know why the camera is doing this. I can hear the birds in the background. I don't know why there's no answers. This morning we got up in a newspaper article. The daughter of the owner of this property has broken her silence. And I'm going to show it to you right now. She has broken her silence. Let me do this here. Let me do this. This is what she's... Oh, hold on there for me. Sorry. This is what she said. My father would never do this. The late Cooper's Pen director daughter slammed Cooper's Pen development as a total... Sam, I want to show you something else too. This is what she said. Let me find this here. Retired real estate investor and shareholder in the new Falmouth Limited, Marsha Ann Cooper, Chambers rather, has expressed strong disapproval of last week bulldozering down of houses in Cooper's Pen, Trelawny, insisting that her late father would have never approved of such a move. New Falmouth Limited Brokers Company, now with removal status according to the Company Office of Jamaica, is the legal owner of 705-acre property, now at the center of a national discourse. Now tell me something now. This just came out. If you go on my TikTok page, you hear the breaking news on it. She is saying that her late father would have never done such a thing. So my question this morning, who gave such an order? The court did it, yes. We're going to touch the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Insecurity and the Commissioner of Police. If you see where I put up, I'm showing you something that I put up here. I'm showing you something that I put up. I put up this. All 5 police division heads are on the platform here tonight, this morning. All 5 of them. All 5 of them. I won't be staying long because I have other things to do. This is Sunday morning. All 5 of them. So my question this morning, the lady who is a former real estate owner and developer had this to say, that her late father would have never approved of such a move. So, who gave them? The court did it, but her late father would never approve of it. And apparently that is why her late father didn't do such a thing when he was alive. So the question goes back to the Jamaican government. Yes, the court gave the approval, but in the Bailiff Act of Jamaica stated that you cannot serve. Let me take off this thing here. Hold on there for me. The Bailiff Act of Jamaica stated that you cannot serve anyone before 7 a.m. and after 6 p.m. you can't serve nobody either. So the question we must ask ourselves, who gave the authority to do that? No, the Prime Minister is saying he knows nothing about it. Let me find the thing here showing us. I know Jeffrey saying it. The Prime Minister is the one who is saying he knows nothing about it. The owner, the former real estate tycoon of New Falmouth, the daughter, is condemning the move that they made on the people of Cooper's Pen. In a Gleaner article this morning, everybody can look on the Gleaner and lie Jeffrey to tell. In a Gleaner article this morning, she said that her late father would have never approved of such a move. I know me saying it. She said it. That her late father would have never approved of such a move. Her late father. Good morning, Mr. Newman and those on the TADS platform who is listening to us. Something not right here. Something not smelling good. And that is why we are asking from yesterday, or day before yesterday. We're asking, is there an overseas politician involved in this? And is the overseas politician, does he have a property next to the Prime Minister's property in Beverly Hills? We're just asking questions. We're just asking questions. and the 5 police division that descended upon Cooper's pen, if the Prime Minister of the country, who is the Minister of Defense, who is in charge of the Minister of National Insecurity and No Peace, and ultimately in charge of the JCF and the JDF, if they are not aware of it, are you to tell the Jamaican people, Prime Minister Holness, that those 5 police commanders in those 5 police divisions did this on their own? Went and lock up Jamaican citizens infringing on the fundamental human rights. And the Prime Minister of the country is telling the Jamaican people the Member of Parliament knew nothing about it. None of his ministers knew nothing about it. And he, as the Prime Minister of this country, knew nothing about it. So that is to show you then that the Jamaica Constabulary Force is acting on their own. If the minister know nothing about it, the Prime Minister know nothing about it, the Commissioner of Police knew nothing about it. So how are they going in the country? Listen to what Mr. Dennis Meadows said. Listen to this.
Gives cause for concern. This is a case where government showing anybody off any land. Let's get that very clear. But I think the government has inserted themselves by obviously cooperating with the potential owner, because it is no secret that the land at issue here has been or in the advanced stages of changing hands with a significant hotel interest. The strategy employed raises serious concern of what part did the state play. They weren't the demolishers, obviously, but what role did they play in facilitating special interests to demolish the properties?
In other words, what we are saying, let me play back this thing here. Hold on there. I don't know why this thing's circulating like that. What Mr. Meadows is saying, you know, let me get back this thing up here. Hold on there for me. Make a look for this thing again. What Mr. Meadows is saying, you know, the kind of state resources that was deployed by the JCF is called for concern. Now this morning, in a newspaper clipping on a Jeffrey Tavares, nor the Make We Talk program says so. Because I have some of them on Newman platform who say them a journalist and they go Harvard and all kind of Harvards. They must go look it up. And I say so. The former real estate developer of New Falmouth said that what happened, she condemned it, and her late father would have never condoled it. And the Jamaican government had a part to play in it. They're not the one who would bulldoze on the people. No, get me wrong. The government of Jamaica didn't bulldoze on anybody. What we are saying, the Jamaican government, or should I say the security forces of Jamaica, because it look like Andrew that run Jamaica, Andrew in charge of the security forces, Andrew Holness in charge of Dr. Harris Chang, Ministry of National Security, and Dr. Chang in charge of the Commissioner of Police, and another Commissioner of Police in charge of the 5 police division, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. James, St. Anne, and Trelawny. And them in charge of them. They're acting on their own. They're acting on their own. So the Jamaican people this morning, this Sunday morning of our Lord Jesus Christ, who create man and earth, who create this morning, the Jamaican people, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, need answers from you as the Prime Minister, the chief servant of the people of this country. Don't come and tell us no damn nonsense that you as Prime Minister knew nothing about this. Don't come and tell us that you as Prime Minister knew nothing about this. And the Minister of National Insecurity and No Peace, do not come and tell the Jamaican people that you knew nothing about it. Dr. Kevin Blake, who is the Commissioner of Police, do not come and tell the Jamaican people you knew nothing about it. Because there's no damn way those honorable men of the Jamaica Constable Force, who's in charge of the police divisions, act on their own? Are they that corrupt that they act on their own, Mr. Holness and Mr. Chang and Mr. Blake? Huh? The Prime Minister said this. I can play the video the Prime Minister said. No, Mr. say no. I look for this video the Prime Minister said.
You know that there is a raging conversation going on now about a particular community in Trelawny. The incident is quite concerning, and many of the images that we have seen are disturbing. My heart goes out to the families who have been dislocated. I see a particular image of a newborn and the mother being displaced. These are the tragedies of our history. And it is one thing that history does, is to repeat itself.
You hear this damn hypocrite? You hear this Prime Minister? He campaigning 2025 for people to come and vote for him. The two political parties is to be blamed in this country. They condole squatterism in this country. The two political parties in Jamaica, the PNP and the JLP, quite frankly, the two gangs in the country, One Order and Klansman, they facilitate squatting in this country. In 2025, this Prime Minister campaign around the nation gave people national ID and voters ID, and damn well I knew that they're living in squatter lands to come and vote for them. And now you're saying you don't condole squatting. The two political parties in this country has condoned squatting from 1962 until now, and even beyond, or before. The two political parties in this country who no want to listen to me can't come off. Can't speak in the truth this morning. I need a P in a J. Now I put on my pot on fire. The two political parties in this country has condoled squatting in this country. The two political parties. Listen to what the Prime Minister is saying.
And I am committed to ensure that our history is not repeated. Which is why I am unequivocal and very clear in not endorsing squatting and the illegal occupation of land. As your Prime Minister, I have been unequivocal and very clear. I do intend to address the specific matter when I have the full details of the matter.
You intend to address this matter. I hope when you intend to address this matter, some heads now roll in the Ministry of National Security and No Peace. Because you are telling the people of this country you knew nothing about it. As soon come to Tova Hamilton, listen to this.
The matter is quite complex and it involves court rulings for which I need to be properly advised on those court rulings.
I agree that you need to be properly advised on those court rulings. Don't get me wrong. The Prime Minister is right there. He's correct. We can't be going around chatting off our mouths and don't know a damn thing. He's correct there. Listen to some more of him.
Rulings before I speak. I do intend to, however, address the matter as soon as the matter occurred and it was brought to my attention. I had no prior knowledge of it. No.
Hear the lion. Hear what this Prime Minister is lying to the people of this country right now. The Prime Minister is telling the Jamaican people he knew nothing about it. And no Mr. say come out of his mouth. He came out of his own mouth. And this is not AI generated. So those who went to Harvard to study journalism, be fair, don't be biased. Be like the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins, who Mutty don't care if you're PNP or JLP. Be fair. Those who are on Todd's platform who said that there are Harvard journalists. But not go to Harvard. Never go to Harvard. Never step in a hit yet. Just let me drive past it. But common sense must prevail. Because some of you who say we go to Harvard, they have no damn sense. What could be so Jeffrey be ever said this morning? The Prime Minister of the country said he knew nothing about it. The Member of Parliament, listen to some more of him.
None of our ministers, certainly not the Member of Parliament.
Here, none of our ministers, and certainly not the Member of Parliament. How many more lies must this administration tell the people of this country? How many more lies must this Prime Minister continue telling the people of this country? How many more lies? How many more lies must this Prime Minister and his administration continue telling the people of this country? You are telling us, Prime Minister Andrew Michael Holness, the chief servant of the people of this country, that you knew nothing about this. None of your ministers, and certainly not the Member of Parliament, on a lie till it's only God don't want to lie. Listen to more of this.
I got a call very early in the morning, quite surprised, and immediately we mobilized.
Hear the damn liar. I don't give a damn who wants to be disrespecting anybody. Hear the liar. He got a call early in the morning. All right? Listen to what he's going to say again. Listen to this. He said immediately they did what? Listen to this.
Resources from ADPEM and the Ministry of Labour and so on.
Yes, sir. Immediately the Prime Minister said, what time did ADPEM reach Montego Bay? What time did ADPEM reach Montego Bay? Can somebody tell me? Because based on the video that I saw, I was searching for the video earlier on, at Penrich, Montego Bay, late in the evening, late in the night, when I was speaking to Mr. Dennis Meadows and the councillor, at Penn wasn't there. I got a call from a person who refused to come on air, who said to me, Mr. Tavares, nobody out here is helping us. So for this Prime Minister to be lying to the people of this country, what kind of heart do you have? For this Prime Minister to be continually lying to the people of this country, what kind of heart do you have?
Security to assist because technically it was a disaster. Luckily, we were very frugal and responsible in how we used the materials that we were able to respond with.
So hold on there now. Those tents was given to the Jamaican government by the Japanese to help in Hurricane Melissa. Why those tents wasn't deployed to Westmoreland? I tell you, see you, attack you, and attack you again. You shall name you shit before you dead. These politicians in this country shall name you shit before you dead and confess to the people of this country for the wickedness you do to the people of this country. Excuse my language, those who expect better from Jeffrey Tavares. I may get a call off of the program from someone who know who me talking. But quite frankly, I don't give a flying kahuna who want call. I respect my family members, but when it comes on to certain things, I will not condole with it because no politician now put on my pot on fire. No politician no own Make We Talk program. No politician no contribute to Make We Talk program. Our friends and my family and my money make this program. I will make it clear to those who believe that they're Harvard graduate. This Prime Minister continue lying to the people of this country. Listen to some more of him.
We never use off what we didn't need to use off. So what we got in aid and support and what we bought in stock, we never waste it.
You never waste it. Because some people are Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, St. James, and the same Trelawny. Not get nothing from you. But you are going to give them tent in this hard time when you know for a fact that the National Housing Trust owns some places near to where that place is in Cooper's Pen. You have the authority as Prime Minister of this country to do certain things. You as Prime Minister of this country promise an outgoing Prime Minister that you are a poor people defender. Share up the live feed, like up the live feed. It's Sunday morning, I shouldn't be on here, I should be going to my church. But I couldn't make this pass me. The Prime Minister continued to say, listen to what I'm going to say again.
We put it down carefully so that when the next disaster strikes, whether it is hurricane or an untimely relocation and dislocating exercise, we are able to respond to the people. And we have been able to respond in the humanitarian crisis that has been created.
Don't get me wrong, you know. They respond and we applaud them for that. But the way how you respond, Prime Minister, The time you respond, Prime Minister. Come on, PM. Come on. And that is why we're asking you the question. Is there an overseas politician interest in this? Is there an overseas politician who has property next to your Beverly Hills property? Just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Let's see some more of this.
There is a longer term response that is necessary. And as all of you stand here, there are some of you who are occupying land for which you have not yet certified the occupancy. You have no title, some of you have no lease, no permission. Some of you is land that has been handed down from your grandparents' time and you have been.
And this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like. Over the years, the two political parties in this country continue giving the Jamaican people voter ID, national ID, passports, and knowing that the address they gave to them is squatter lands. If they were addressing the situation from day one, this wouldn't go under proportion. You know. Mark you, I said the two political party. Yeah, some people who not chat say go away, man, this and that. I said the two political parties in this country has allowed the people of Jamaica to live on squatter land according to them. According to them. Because they have been campaigning, giving the people and squatter lands national IDs, voters IDs, passports, driver's license, companies. Because when I go to a company, I have to search in a company, I have to give them address to you, and I get the same. Listen to me. The two political parties in Jamaica is to be blamed for this dilemma. Some people will not agree with me. I don't know why this camera is doing this, but this camera is getting out of hand now. You see? I don't know why they continue doing it. Some about the Prime Minister say, I'm going to bring you into something else too. Listen to this.
Been on it for how long, but it's not formalized. And others of you have been just living on land that you go and see nobody using it and you use it. Now, Jamaica can develop with informality. But Jamaica cannot develop with unfairness as well. So whatever the government does, it has to address the issue of informality, and we can't be too mouth about it. We have to speak straight about it.
All right. You not speak straight. Because you cannot tell the people of this country, the people of Cooper Spend, did you authorize the JCF 5 commanders to deploy members of the JCF into Cooper Spend? Or did the Minister of National Insecurity and No Peace, Dr. Harris Chang, did you give instruction to the 5 superintendent of police for the 5 police division in Jamaica, in Western Jamaica, Hanover, Westmoreland, St. James, Trelawny, and St. Anne. Did you give them the authorization to go down there and lock up poor people pitney before one of friends and cronies bulldozer down their houses? Don't get me wrong. If you squat on people land and you know that the land belongs to you, now invest so much money in it. But it depends on what the two political parties have been telling the people over the years about that property and other properties around this country that they consider squatter lands. Listen to some more of him. I know maybe going to hear other things somewhere else, you know.
Squatting is wrong. Informal settlement is not encouraged. But yes, every single Jamaican should have equal opportunity to get access to land and housing. The two things are not in contravention of each other. Not in contravention. Now, we will be addressing the issue. We will have to find ways to support those families who are impacted. But whatever our response is, we have to be careful that we don't set a precedence that is not sustainable. Because whatever we do now, everybody's going to expect that it is done going forward. So, which is why we are being very careful in preparing a response that is sustainable. And mind you, this is not the only repossession, dislocation, eviction that is occurring. And it is occurring on private property, but it is becoming a public concern. So we have to be very careful in crafting a response. You know, what is amazing, and as I have your attention for another minute or so, everyone will say the government must respond. And the government must do something. Yes, the government must respond. Yes, the government must do something. But what is the government going to respond with? Your tax dollars. Your funds that the government is going to respond. It's your funds. So you need to take an interest in how those funds will be used.
Let me ask you a question. We have been taking interest in how our funds is being used. We have been talking about the $1.4 billion of taxpayers' money that the Minister of Transportation used to go to South Florida and buy some old dilapidated school buses carrying in the country. Let's start burn up. I didn't burn. Let's start burn up. Have you responded to us? Have you acknowledged us?
Because the government can't respond and say, all right, everybody who is squatting, everybody who is illegally occupied, we're going to give you land. Or we're going to build a house for you.
Stop chatting nonsense. We're going to give the Chinese lands all in the name of highway. Crown lands, watershed lands in St. Anne. That the Chinese ought to build a Chinese city somewhere in St. Anne where the watershed land is. The PNP starting, the JLP finishing. We're not going to research it and think I like Jeffrey that I'll go research it. One of them saw helicopter going in the ears in Jamaica. Some private helicopter. Chinese in they survey the country. Want what they want from what they don't want. So they give away land for road. Because uno can't fix roads in this country, according to uno. Uno don't have the capability to do it. Because you know what? Everybody must nyama food in this country. All who not have construction company have construction company. Some of the friends are cronies. Can't even spell construction much as company. I want to have construction company give to them to fix roads. So don't come and tell us about no. You don't have land figure will lie. You don't know from when there's a housing crisis in this country. You don't believe that there's a housing crisis in this country under Andrew Holness alone. There have been a housing crisis in this country since inception, since independent Jamaica. There have been a housing crisis in this country since independent Jamaica. I want to take off this, I'm going to say it too long this morning. I want to play something else for you. Where if you listen to how this lady speak, many of you go say, go where she a PNP, go where she a Labour right. I don't give a flying cow who she is, Because I am not here to big up no political party. I am not here to say this I want to right and this I want to wrong. The two of them has done some good for this country. And the two of them has done some bad for this country. And we must call a spade a spade. I want you to listen to something here. Hold on there for me. Make I find it here.
The kind of state resources I saw deployed yesterday
That's not the one I really wanted.
is cause for concern. This is a case where government showing any.
You hear that? The kind of state resources that was deployed into Cooper Spend is called for concern. And the Prime Minister of this country is telling us that he knew nothing about it. The Member of Parliament, Tova Hamilton, is saying she knew nothing about it. I said, that's what I really wanted to play. That came up. They knew nothing about it.
Anybody offering the land, let's get that very clear. But I think the government has inserted themselves by obviously cooperating with the potential owner, because it is no secret that the land at issue here has been or in the advanced stages of changing hands with a significant hotel interest. The strategy employed raises serious concern of what part did the state play. They weren't the demolishers, obviously, but what role did they play in facilitating special interests to demolish?
You hear that? The key word, in what role did the Jamaican government play to facilitate, can't pronounce the word, those police officers to go down there? What role did the government of Jamaica play in this? And the question we're asking again, if the Prime Minister of the country knew nothing about it, the Minister of National Security knew nothing about it, the Commissioner of Police knew nothing about it, the Prime Minister said none of his ministers knew nothing about it, and certainly the Member of Parliament for Trelawny Northern, Tova Hamilton, knew nothing about it either. So one is to believe that the JCF commanders in those divisions acted on their own. They acted on their own. Father, I stretch my hand to thee, no other help I have but you, Lord. Hey, Jesus. Listen to this.
The court to stay its hand.
I want you to listen to this, you know. I know maybe you heard it somewhere, but listen to this, please.
Try to pause New Falmouth from getting possession of the land and sought an injunction against New Falmouth to stop New Falmouth taking possession from the 99 people. The court the basis on which the Minister of Housing at the time sought to get us.
It was the Minister of Housing under the People's National Party administration. If my memory serves me correct, PJ Patterson. Listen to some more of this.
Stay and to get an injunction against New Falmouth was that the minister, after New Falmouth won in the court, the minister claimed that he declared the land to be improvement area on the Housing Act, and so he was at liberty to take over the land compulsorily. And a number of affidavits were put in. New Falmouth resisted the application, told the court of the history of the matter. And in fact, when the Minister of Housing's application went before the court, one judge heard the application, hearing only the minister's side, which is called the ex parte application, and granted the Minister of Housing an interim stay for 30 years. For 30 days, rather.
Okay. The interim stay means, hold on, nothing can be done. The court grant the minister at that time, the Minister of Housing under the Prime Minister's Patterson administration,
and set the application to be heard with both parties present at a later date. When the matter went at a later date with the two parties, that's the Minister of Housing and New Falmouth, before another judge, the judge heard the application and the judge granted an order restraining in 2012 New Falmouth from interfering with the 99 people against whom the application.
Okay. In 2012, you hear that? There's some more of this.
Was initially brought by New Falmouth. Then now, later on, when the application, another application for stay of execution, and after hearing submissions from counsel for the parties, one of the judges adjourned the matter and requested either the minister or one of the people who filed an affidavit to appear. According to this history of the matter that the Honorable Mr. Justice Frank Williams gave in the Court of Appeal case, he said on the 4th of May, Justice McIntosh delivered his decision dismissing the application which was brought by the Minister of Housing.
In other words, they dismiss what the government brought to the court. Father, I stretch my hand to thee, no other help I have but you, O Lord. Father, how long must our people suffer, God? How long must our people suffer, Lord? Are you trying to show our people something that they must turn to you, Almighty God? The Jamaican people were suffering, Lord, under the hands of these politicians. How long, Father God, how long?
The judge says neither the minister nor Shukir appeared in court. However, the learned judge recognized the presence of officers of the Housing Agency of Jamaica, Mrs. Simone Morris Ratch.
You hear that? At the time, the Minister of Housing did not appear in court on the behalf of the Jamaican people. Listen to this.
and Mrs. Janice Buchanan McLean and handed them a copy of the orders which he'd made. There was no appeal from the learned judge's decision. The reasons for the learned judge's decision were contained in the formal order filed on the 18th of May 2012. And this is what the judge wrote in the formal order. It is clear from the application to stay execution, so this is when now the Minister of Housing applied to halt New Falmouth taking possession, and the court denied the minister's application. These are the reasons the judge has put out in the order. Let me take a break and come back.
The Jamaica Civil Service Association.
Good of our nation.
So this is what the Court of Appeal recites as the reasons Justice McIntosh dismissed the Minister of Housing's application for a stay of a judgment previously given in favor of New Falmouth. And the court also dismissed the Minister of Housing's application for an injunction to stop New Falmouth from removing the residents from 2010. This is what the judge said. It is clear from the application to stay that it is intended to be an indefinite one, as there is no indication of a date or period for allowing the claimants to have the fruits of the judgment or award handed down in their favor. In other words, whatever it is the Minister of Housing said it was intending to do, there was no period by which it was indicated it's going to be done, and that indefinite nature, it allowed for some vacillation, some uncertainty about by when New Falmouth could have the benefit of the judgment that New Falmouth had. 2, the presence of legal officers from the housing agency may be intended to suggest to the court that the government is taking actual and immediate steps to assist the parties in a mutually beneficial settlement. 3, actually this is stated as 5, so it's 3, 4, 5. I suppose 1 and 2 were not that material, so the Court of Appeal judge didn't cite them. Given the history of this case, the length of the trial, and the efforts made by the court to assist the defendants there are the people who possess the land. Let me read it again. This is what the judge said. Given the history of the case, the length of the trial, and the efforts made by the court to assist the defendants who seem to have been misled by politicians into squatting.
You hear that? You hear that? The court told the people that the people were misled by politicians, Jamaican politicians, on both sides of the fence, that's squatting pan people and no can't go do it. When the time comes for back, none of them is there to be found. The judgment handed down by the judge that the people were misled by the politicians of this country, the 2 political party, one-hard and Klansman. Mislead the people of this country.
On private property, notwithstanding their unlawful act, this court empathizes with the gullible defendants.
In other words, this court empathizes with the gullible people. I tell you something, when I come here and I tell you, say me believe, and I don't give a damn who wants a Jeffrey this or Jeffrey that. The 2 political parties the same. No better barrel, no better herring. If I can't come on my program, so be it. But in no way my preference lies in the quiet. The people of this country. The people of this country. They have misled. They have conspired. They have led the people down in the wrong part. That is why we, the people now, majority of us is squatting around this country. Because what? Every year they come and tell us a bunch of lies and we jump up and vote for them. This is somewhat what Emily Cooks is saying.
6. The application. This is the application by the Minister of Housing to stay the order of the court, which was granted in favor of New Falmouth, and the application for injunction. The court said the application is iniquitous. That means it is grossly unfair, it is morally wrong, it is wicked, it is unjust. This,
you hear that? It is morally wrong, it is wicked, it is unjust.
this is what the court said. This is not the first judge, this is not the second judge, and this is not the third judge reciting the facts. It's judge on top of judge on top of judge. The judge continues. It may be that the law is not a shackle to the lawmakers. That does not apply to the court, which must dispense justice according to the law. 7. It is the court's view that the application is devoid of sincerity. It is an attempt to pervert the course of justice and an abuse of the process of the court. This is what the court is saying to the Minister of Housing based on its application to stall a judgment that was given to New Falmouth years before. The application is refused with costs. So they're supposed to pay the cost for New Falmouth.
In other words, and she's going to say to you, based on what the judgment handed down, the 99 people at the time who live on Cooper's Pen property must pay New Falmouth money, $50,000 each, I think. All because these two political parties, when they want to vote, they tell the people a whole bunch of lies and they get the vote. Since you believe the JLP is the best for the people, then so be it. Continue saying it. I hope they put on a 10 pound of chicken back on fire too. And I hope if somebody gets sick in your family, I need to airlift out of Jamaica. Then airlift you. And I hope they pay your medical bills too. Damn idiot. This is some of Emily Cooks.
And as I told you, when you read the affidavit of Mr. Chisholm, Mr. Chisholm is telling them from 2002, he went to every agency begging them, please help. Please find somewhere to put these people. I need my land. I need this. I need that. Not.
Mr. Chisholm was the owner of the land. Remember his daughter, you know? His daughter condemned what happened the other day. His daughter condemned it. Mr. Chisholm went and begged, oh God Almighty in heaven, man, begged them to put the people them somewhere and need my land. And they did nothing about it.
One soul batted an eyelid. The court accepted that as fact. Because anybody can say anything in affidavit, but for the court to accept it, it went through a process of examination, cross-examination, passed the test of admissibility, passed the test of hearsay, and the court accepted it. Right? So the court granted the Minister of Housing leave to appeal. Then on the 1st of May 2012, the minister lodged a caveat against a certificate of title.
Who was in power in 2012? What political party was in power in 2012? Aye, Jesus.
For the land, and gazetted notice of the subject land being declared to be an improvement area pursuant to Section 6 of the Housing Act, published in the Jamaica Gazette. So I heard Mr. Cousins yesterday talking about the gazetting. And when you look on the face of the title, it is there, gazetted. But there's a backstory behind it, and this decision outlines for you what the backstory is. In fact, I don't even know. Something else must have happened, because I don't know how this caveat remains on the title with this particular decision of the court. It must have lapsed, or it should have been removed by some means, unless there is an intervening court action that has caused it to stay. So if you look on the title and you see this caveat, which is actually lodged the 1st of May, you may think that the Minister of Housing is properly entitled to some sort of equitable interest in the property. But based on this decision, which they appealed and lost, there could be no such entitlement to the maintaining of a caveat on New Falmouth's property, unless there's something I'm missing. So the court then goes now to the, after they lodged the caveat, they filed another claim in the court, a separate action now in 2012, a fixed date claim, where they sought several declarations, and that's part of what I took you to, including one that they were entitled to compulsory take over the land. They filed a notice of application for injunction, fixed date claim form supported by affidavit of Miss Simone Morris Ratchery, and it goes on. New Falmouth's lawyers, in response to the application filed by the minister, they filed an application for court orders, seeking as a matter of urgency to strike out the minister's application on the ground that the application was an abuse of the process of the court, and it was really in substance the same relief that were sought under the other claim. Right? So all of the things I read to you before sound familiar, because what they did in 2012 was to file a new claim where they were seeking sort of the same remedy. And so on the 21st of May, Justice Harris, then acting after hearing submissions of counsel, ordered by consent that New Falmouth and its agents be restrained from dealing with the land and from interfering with the occupants without the consent of the minister until the 7th of June 2012. So the matter was adjourned to that date to be heard. And the matter then went before Justice Campbell on the 21st of May 2013, continued over several months, at the end of which Justice Campbell ruled that the application before the court, which was brought by the Minister of Housing, was an abuse of the process. And so it dismissed the Minister of Housing applications and made the orders which I read to you earlier on in my views. So this is probably now the third, maybe fourth decision in favor of New Falmouth before 5 different judges. Couple of them granted interim injunction, couple of them after inter partes hearing granted injunction by consent. But every step of the way, New Falmouth was policing the matter, begging for help, No government agency helped. Then the minister came and...
You hear that? And that is why his daughter, go and read the paper. His daughter said that if her father was alive, he would have condemned the bulldozer in one of the houses because he keep on begging the government of the day at that time to help the people. And none of them budge an eyes. Because what? A dirty foot people who live below a crossroad. Country people who don't have nothing to do. All we want is a vote. I'm telling you something, you know. You see this country of ours? It's what is going on in this country. Only God can help this nation, you know. Only God and man can help this nation.
and sought to do executive action, then applied to the court. The court said, no, you cannot usurp the function of the court. You cannot do something that the court has already ordered is to be done, and you haven't appealed that decision. We're going to stop it. And they appealed to the Court of Appeal. When they appealed to the Court of Appeal, these are the grounds that they appealed. They wanted the court to say that the judge, this is Justice Campbell now, misdirected himself in fact and law when he found that the alleged purpose of the minister is not for general interest of the community, but merely for private individuals voluntarily associated together for their own benefit.
You hear that though? So all of this has been going on from Wapikill Philip. It's all about private interest. It's not about the people. Mark, you know, Mr. Chisholm, who is the owner of the land, have been appealing to the government of that time to help the people. Remember, you know, in Mr. Dennis Meadows' interview on this program, Mr. Meadows said to us that he asked Mr. Chisholm, Chizzy, what are you going to do with the land? With the people on it? Would you say to the government? Chisholm said, yes. I prefer say to the government more than dealing in the private interest, because the people are on it already. And they did nothing about it. So for this idiot on your mark, they can't talk about now. I say to the people, have faith in PM. Have faith. PM will help all of you. Andrew Holness, Almighty God. I don't understand Andrew Holness, God.
They say the learned judge, Justice Campbell, in finding that there's no public purpose to the compulsory acquisition, failed to appreciate that definition of public purpose would take into account the benefits that would redound to the community as a whole, and in so doing, they're saying the learned judge misconstrued the provision and the intent of Section 25 of the Housing Act. They also sought from the court agreement to say that the learned judge misconstrued the meaning of Section 25 of the Act and exceeded its jurisdiction by exercising a discretion reserved for the minister. They say they wanted the Court of Appeal to hold that Justice Campbell failed to appreciate and or misdirected himself in law when he found that the principles of res judicata and abuse of process were relevant to the proceedings before him. In other words, the matter tried already for the same thing, and you can't come back and repeat them here in the subsequent thing. They wanted the Court of Appeal to say that the judge, Justice Campbell, erred in fact and misdirected himself in law when he found that the relief sought in both claims was the acquisition of the subject land. They wanted the Court of Appeal to also say that the judge erred in law when he found that the identification of public law issues.
You know, I would advise you all to go and do a research on Emily Crooks. Because many of us listen to people on social media and take it as gospel. I tell you all about it now. And I hear Wilfred again telling you too. I've been saying this on this program for many years. Go and research what I am saying when you hear me say it. I heard Wilfred again tell you all the same thing. Go and research who Emily Crooks is. Don't let Jeffrey Tavares tell you.
Is insufficient answer to New Falmouth's argument that the issues have been ventilated before the court. And so they lay out about 10 different grounds of appeal that they were challenging Justice Campbell's decision on.
All right.
And a panel of 3 judges, Justice Phillips, Justice of Appeal Brooks, so these are all appeal judges, and Frank Williams, heard the Minister of Housing's appeal. This was heard October 2025 and April 2015 and April 2016. And on all of the points that they argued, those points of appeal that I mentioned to you, some of them that I read to you, the Court of Appeal concluded, in light of their analysis, I am unable to say that the learned judge, this is Justice Campbell, fell into error in his overall analysis and treatment of the issues in this case. The later claim, which is the one that the minister filed by a fixed date claim form, having been in substance the same as the earlier claim and appearing to have the effect of attempting to circumvent the orders of Justice McIntosh, they clearly amounted to an abuse of the process of the court. That fact, coupled with the minister's failure to demonstrate compliance with the requirements of Section 6 of the Act, helped to seal the fate of his applications. In these circumstances, it could not fairly be said that the learned judge was palpably wrong. I am therefore of the view that the appeal ought to be dismissed with cost to the respondent, that is New Falmouth, to be agreed or taxed. 3 judges, unanimous decision, 20. And I'm up on a break.
You're tuned to Radio Jamaica. Effective.
We're back with you. So, all of that whole heap of things, and I'm sure there are probably more matters. I've been trying to reach Counsel Juliet Melrose without success, because I see her as a common, one of the counsel appearing in multiple matters for New Falmouth. If anybody knows Counsel Mrs. Melrose and you can get a message to her, please tell her I'm desperately trying to reach her, because it seems to me that every single thing that was legally desirable, possible, procedurally correct in seeking to have the court declare who is the owner of the land, having had the declaration, having the court order possession of the land, and then resisting what I consider, forget my consideration, I accept the words of 2 judges of the Supreme Court, the iniquitous application by the Minister of Housing. And I tell you,
this person, Simone Bedford. You come on the program here and saying who's biased. You see what Miss Crooks is reading there? I am no lawyer, so I couldn't read what she's saying and describe it to you all what she's saying. Go and do a research and you find the same paperwork that she's talking from. Go and do a research. And stop talking nonsense.
This is part of the challenge that goes on for me, you know. You have these guys who talk about judicial independence. The court assessed based on evidence before it. People subject to cross-examination. Submissions in law went before the court. After years of pleadings being filed the court, after months of trial before the court, and a tribunal of fact assessed credibility, look at the cogency of the matter in law, and came to a decision. And a member of the executive turned around and declared the area over which the court made an order to be an area that it can compulsorily acquire.
So in other words, a member of the executive of the government at that time override the court's hearing
with the intention of thwarting the decision of the court, put a caveat on the title, gazette its action, then turn around and sue the man who got the decision and try to get an injunction against the man. The man challenges it. And when the man challenges it, another panel heard all of the arguments and stopped the minister and said, no, what you're coming with, we've already heard and decided it, and your application is ungodly, unworthy, it is wicked. And what is happening is that...
You hear though? The minister at that time was doing the research. Go and do the research. Who was in power at that time? Who was the minister? There's more to this. There is more stories to this, more judgment from the court to this. Don't have long time. It's soon 12 o'clock, soon 11 o'clock in Jamaica.
You, the politicians, have made the people believe that it is okay for them to stay here and to consistently and constantly deprive the registered title holder of his interest in the land.
You hear that though? Remember, you know, Mr. Chisholm, who is the rightful owner of the property, have been begging the government of that time to do something. Mighty God of Daniel, Father, I stretch my hand to thee, no other help I have but you. If thou should withdraw thyself from Jamaica, what would happen to our people, Lord? Too much politics. Jamaicans, wake up. Too much die-heartedness. Wake up.
That is not right. That is not constitutional. That is not legal. No. And they challenge it to the Court of Appeal. 3 judges at the Court of Appeal, unanimous. They said the judge, I cannot find any way to say that the judge is wrong. So you, minister, you lose. Not only have you lost, you need to pay New Falmouth's lawyers their cost of the appeal here and below. Yeah? And I hear people now telling the government that they must take action akin to what the Minister of Housing did in 2012, which the court has already frowned upon and labeled it as iniquitous. So the question is, do you think that any litigant who has so prosecuted this matter over nearly 20 years in the court, brought his action, resisted adverse applications, consented to interim injunction until things are settled, you think that those people would not seek to ensure that they do enforcement according to law? So when I hear the story, the first thing I'm saying, but police can't just go so. Was there a bailiff involved? There must be a bailiff involved.
Yes, there was a bailiff. But Miss Crooks, I hope you're going to say this, you know. The bailiff act of whatever it was, I can't remember it was, said that no persons who is giving an order as a bailiff can give an order at 3 a.m. in the morning. It has to be at 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Listen to some more of this.
So yesterday, I'm making all of the inquiries the day before. Was there a bailiff involved? Before the bailiff, is there a writ of possession? Because as I said to you, even though these orders were formed in the court, New Falmouth has to go a step further. When they serve the order on the people, some people might move, some people might not move. And for those who have not moved, they have to go back to the court and make an application to ask the court to please issue a writ of possession because they still have not been able to benefit.
A writ of possession means that I, Jeffrey Tavares, who own New Falmouth, is asking the judge to give a writ of possession to telling the people that I need my property. This is some more of this.
From the fruit of the order. So I got a copy of the order yesterday.
What happened here now?
And apparently there was a hearing on the 19th of May 2026 based on an application which was filed on the 30th of March 2026. So on the 19th of May, after the judge heard the attorney for New Falmouth, the judge granted the orders which were sought in the notice of application. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of defendants. So it's between New Falmouth and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 99 or more different people as defendants. And this went before another judge. And for the judge to have granted the order for the reissuing of a writ of possession, the attorney needed to have satisfied the judge that all other orders in relation to this matter, they'd been served. And when the judge is satisfied, then the judge can go to the reissue. I don't know when the first one was issued. That I'd like to know, because part of what I don't understand is what happened in sort of that interregnum between, say, the Court of Appeal decision and this application for the reissuing of the writ. But as I've explained, it is when the attorney has a writ of possession that the attorney goes to then writing to the bailiff to prepare for the bailiff a sealed copy of the order so the bailiff can feel the seal of the court on it. Engage the bailiff, settle whatever fees. The bailiff gets in touch with the police. The bailiff doesn't deal with service of papers. The bailiff comes in because papers were already served. The court was satisfied that the papers were served, hence the return.
Oh, so that is how the police got involved. The bailiff have the sealed document stamped by the Court of Jamaica with the seal of His Majesty the King, take it to the police, and then the police descended on Cooper's pen. Okay. Listen to some more of this.
Of possession has been granted and the bailiff goes in. If it's a levy, it's a warrant for levy, then the bailiff needs permission. But if it is for possession, no permission is needed. The bailiff goes, the bailiff will take out whatever is in the house, take them off the owner's property, and the bailiff's role based on the order of the court is to remove whatever is there by whatever means necessary, because
Okay, now I'm having an understanding of something now. I am no lawyer, but common sense must prevail. The bailiff approached the Falmouth Division. Good morning, my good friend Christopher Campbell. The bailiff approached the police division where Falmouth is, Trelawny Division. Give them, or tell us, look here, XQYZ, show them a copy of possession of the whatever the judge handed down. It seems as if, but it still has to get approval from hierarchy. It seems as if whosoever Falmouth police spoke to in hierarchy of the JCF, they had the power to order Hanover, Westmoreland, St. James, and St. Anne to assist Trelawny based on what Ms. Crooks is saying out of the court. The document she have in front of her. Listen to some more of this.
the people have already been notified, must have been notified, that at some point in time, you've lost the right to be here.
Stick up in there again. So if the bailiff got all of that, give it to the police. Do not come and tell me now that the member of parliament for the area didn't know anything about it. Listen to it. Common sense must prevail. If the bailiff approach Falmouth Police Division, then somebody in the hierarchy of the JCF must have called whatever. So since I approached that, the member of parliament must have been notified by saying, hey, we have this to go over to Cooper's Pen to evict some people of the property over there. So something, you look a fly-by-night pitch, my dear bud. You know nothing about politics. I grew up in a political home. You don't come and tell me shit. The member of parliament have to be aware of what's going on in your constituency. Have to be aware. Don't come and tell me the MP wasn't aware of it. The MP must be aware of it.
Not right. You've lost the chance to be here. So that's how I know that it works. From start to finish. I've been trying to reach the High Command. Spoke with a member of the High Command yesterday. Spoke with the Minister of National Security to get some more information, because yesterday John called to say He understands that police detained young men,
Yes.
took them out before the operation and then took them back. All of that information, I need to understand what happened. Is it that operation, the pre-dawn operation, is it one and the same as the demolition action? And if so, how come? Because the police who go with the bailiff are not police who would be arresting young people or old people.
Exactly.
They sort of go there just to keep the peace. That's why you engage them. Sometimes you send people to go feel the lay of the land, and when you realize that it is potentially dangerous, even the bailiff will say to you, we are going to need to have police presence there to make sure everything is okay. But those police invariably are not police who are detaining young men. So something seems amiss to me based on how I know that these things are supposed to work, which is why I'm asking for the High Command to say, what is this pre-dawn operation that took place? Is it connected with the bailiff and the police going there? And if it is separate, how can it be so coincidental? Yeah? So before I come to anything else, there are a lot of things that have to be satisfied.
A lot of questions need answering in this country pertaining to this. A lot of questions need to be answered in this country pertaining to this. You hear what a judge in his handing down? That the politicians of this country misled the people of Cooper Spend. So all those who can fly by night, pitch by day, people who love chat about PNP and JLP and come over and concuss. Listening with understanding. Go back and listen to Miss Emily Crooks. And a she that read something where she make up. Is the judgment of the court. I am no lawyer. She's an attorney at law. She can read what the law has to do with this and the judgment of the court.
In my head. And the other question we have to ask is, really, what does a registered proprietor of land who has done all of these things, what else does he do? What else? I mean, when I look and I see that a young lady, they say, was put out in the bus stop. Dreadfully awful scenes. But also the mere fact that a new generation is coming is indication that New Falmouth was never going to get the fruit of its judgment. So, just what happens?
May God have mercy upon this nation. May God have mercy upon this country.
That's happening.
John,
These people on the sheet, if they had taken him on board, I'm sure this thing happening every year. I read
the bus stop. Dreadfully awful scenes. But also the mere fact that a new generation is coming is indication that New Falmouth was never going to get the fruit of its judgment.
You know, the people who govern this country should be blamed, you know. Those who seek political powers in this country is to be blamed. I said it on a TikTok platform. It is the duty of any government to provide housing for its people. And the person who was hosting the program said not go so in the Constitution because she's a damn damn fool. In another Constitution, according to her. You see the dilemma that we're in now? It is now 12 minutes after 12 o'clock here in the United States. 12 after 11 o'clock in the land of wood and water. And the Jamaican people up in Cooper's Pen are under the tent in the heat of the sun. In the heat of the sun. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like up the live feed, people. Give me about 500 likes. Like up the live feed. Like up the live feed, people. Subscribe to the channel.
So, just what happens?
Policy position that has put forward. And it is a good thing. But because we are not a part of that party, we should not take them on board and run with them. Because I'm going to tell you something, I'm the shield. There are schools where...
You know, and as I'm going to come off here, I forgot to put up this all day and all morning. You know something? We the people of this country, you know, the American Constitution speaks about we the people. We the people of this country, Jamaica. The change that we seek in this country, you know, ain't gonna come from the two political parties in this country, you know. Ain't gonna come from the two political gangs. The two political parties has condoled with squatting in this country for years. I've said it, I'm going to say it again. No. If you listen to the judgment, very good. That's what the minister was wanted to do. At one part of the judgment, the judge said that the minister was trying to keep the property for private interest, not for the people. But what can I speak good? Until we in this country get rid of this thing in our head that I am a die-hearted member of the Labour Party or a die-hearted member of the PNP and demand accountability in this country. And until we start researching the truth when they speak, we will never become a better nation. Until we start saying to them, you want us to vote for you, but we're living on this property that belongs to us. But yet you give us voters' ID and address. If you live somewhere and the property you live on belongs to somebody else, in other words, it's a squatter property, I do not believe that when you give the address, there should be something stated That you know something, Mr. Tavares, you know, so the land you live on, it belongs to Mr. Christopher Campbell, and it is in the court. I don't think I can give you an address. I don't think I can give an ID for that, you know. But no, these politicians want vote. If you go inside there and do what they want to do to the people of this country. And now, a woman who just had a baby was thrown out of her house. The same property that the late Mr. Chisholm begged government to do something to help the people. They did nothing about it. I'm here to be corrected, you know. I'm stand for correction. See, what I'm saying needs to be corrected. I want somebody within the political realms and the legal fraternity to call me and say, Mr. Tavares, we need to talk. I want to come on the air and clarify some stuff. I'm willing to take you on air. But you have a woman right now. At that time the baby was 3 days old. Was put on a bus stop in this country. And we celebrate 64 years of independence. We celebrate emancipation. And our people was put out. It took 5 police divisions. 5 police divisions. To lock up some young men. As what Miss Cook said. Under what grounds they lock them up? Take out their baby mothers and their family. Run the tractor over the baby's crib. And the people's belongings. So my question this morning. At what time did the bailiff execute the legal documents to its people? And who gave the authorization for 5 police divisions to go down there? 2, who gave the police command to arrest the young men before the operation happened? 3, can the member of parliament speak the truth about the people being evicted from that property? You said he wasn't aware of it, and that's a lie. 4, what is the government of Jamaica doing for the people now? The order still stands for New Falmouth to go ahead and bulldoze down some more houses. That is what we're going to leave you with this morning. Or this afternoon. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. We're living in some serious times in this country. Some very serious times in this country. And until we, the people of this country, get our cabeza together and start the whole thing by saying we are die-hearted this and die-hearted that, this nation will never come better. Our nation is in crisis in which many of us believe that this country, don't get me wrong, governments of the past and the present have done good for the nation, yes, but they have done more bad than good. And those who are living on lands that don't belong to you and building these high-rise houses, how much bedroom upstairs and downstairs house, do not invest your money into that. Because at the end of the day, if the property don't belong to you, the rightful owner is going to come for it. And you must ask those who you're putting your vote for, putting the X for, what are they doing for you? That's why my good friend Jerry Small always say, come together in the community and organize. Have meetings and organize. Those who are living on land that don't belong to you now, call everybody together, organize yourselves, and demand of the member of parliament to come and tell you what to do, how they're going to assist you. You can't get up every day to put up your X, every Friday put the X beside the head and the bell. And at the end of the day, when whatever hit the fan, then turn on the yard until them feel like to come help you, then come help you. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. And as we leave this platform this morning, this Sunday morning, or this Sunday afternoon, I ask that the Prime Minister of this country come and speak to the people of this country on your findings of what happened in Cooper's Pen. And I pray the Minister of National Security do the same. I pray the High Command of the JCF come and do the same. Before I go, I want to play the news that I got from the owners of New Falmouth. This is what she said. The Minister of National Security. Hold on for me. Hold on.
Is Make We Talk breaking news.
An item of news just coming in. Retired real estate investor and shareholder in New Falmouth Resort Limited, Marsha Chisholm, has expressed strong disapproval of last week bulldozering of homes in Cooper's Pen, Trelawny, insisting that her late father would oppose to such a move. This is Make We Talk breaking news. So to get some more news, we will pass it on to you.
This is Make We Talk breaking news.
An item of news just coming in. Retired real estate investor and shareholder in New Falmouth Resort Limited, Marsha Chisholm, has expressed strong disapproval of last week bulldozering of homes in Cooper's Pen, Trelawny, insisting that her late father would You see, her late father oppose to such a move. Father, only you alone know everything, Lord. You know what went on, you know what went on, Lord. We'll leave it on to you, Lord. Take control of this, Lord. Our people is in need of help. God of our weary ears and God of our silent tears, have mercy upon this nation. Have a blessed Sunday afternoon, everybody. Go and eat your rice and peas and chicken now. And for those who don't have anything to eat, we pray that God in His mercy will help them to find something to eat. For the people of Cooper's Pen, the people who are still on the tents after Hurricane Melissa, this Sunday afternoon, I pray that God will have mercy upon them And I pray that there's a good Samaritan will come and assist you all in having something to eat. I know it is better for you to have your own food, cook your own food, and feel much better at your home. But God promised never to leave us nor forsake us. And God is angry with the wicked. God is angry with the wicked. And for those who believe that they can continue to do wickedness to the people of this country, Jamaica, and the people of the world, your day of judgment is coming. Your day of reckoning is coming. Because somewhere within the Bible it said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I shall repay. Let me say it again. Somewhere in the Bible it says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I shall repay. For all the injustice that we may face in our lives, and for all the injustice that the Jamaican people have faced, remember the Lord thy God said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I shall repay. May God bless you. May God bless the people of our country, Jamaica. May God protect us. May God bless the Make We Talk program. And may continue to speak the truth on the behalf of the Jamaican people. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this program. Have a good afternoon, everybody. God bless you all.
Ten years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food pan we plate. People are suffer while Andrew I live great. Hey, hey. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through and left the people bare. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Your GLP friends, them build high rise, road still full of wood. House pocket to a field, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in a politics we ever see. Holness, time to go. Time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Holness, time to go. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holness, time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You're bringing the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan, but 10 years later we still can't understand. Corruption report London, nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council, bro? Country suffocate, done and it just smoke. And when we raise the voice, you call we political, but the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical.
Holness, time to go.
Time to go. The people,
Them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door.
Holness, time to go.
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holness, our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people cupboard empty. Oh, you live so large when we live in so scanty. Not with fists, not with fire, but with voice them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate, Jamaica speaking, and I know too late. Time to go, the people. We say no, 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Oh, yes, our time to go. This one is for every Jamaican. We can't afford feet. We are sleep on cardboard. We are drive on broken road. The people don't forget. The people don't forgive. Enough is enough. Jamaicans will live. 10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food pan we plate. People are suffer while Andrew will live great. Hey, hey. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through and left the people bare. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Your JLP friends them build high rise, road still full of hope. House pocket to a field, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in a politics we ever see. Holness, time to go. Time to go. The people. We say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Holness, time to go. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holness, time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant, food price reach the sky. You're bringing the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan, but 10 years later we still can't understand. Corruption report London, nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council, bro? Country suffocate, done and it just smoke. And when we raise the voice, so call we political, but the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical. Time to go. Time to go. The people. Them say no. We say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Time to go. Time to 10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food pan we plate. People are suffer while Andrew will live great. Hey, hey. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through and left the people bare. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Your JLP friends them build high rise, road still full of hope. House pocket to a field, while the nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in a politics we ever see. Holness, time to go. Time to go. The people. food price reach the sky. You're bringing the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan. But 10 years later we still can't understand. Corruption report London, nobody charge. The people pocket small but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council bro? Country suffocate down and it just smoke. And when we raise revise so call we political. But the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical.
Boldness, time to go.
Time to go. The people,
Them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know hear us. We are knock on the door.
Boldness, time to go.
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Boldness, our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people cupboard empty. How you live so large when we live in so scanty? Not with fists, not with fire, but we voice them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate, Jamaica speaking, and I'm not too late.
Boldness, time to go.
Time to go. The people,
Them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know hear us. We are not by the door.
Boldness, time to go.
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Oh yes, our time to go. This one is for every Jamaican. What can't afford feet? We are sleep on cardboard. We are drive on broken road. The people don't forget. The people don't forgive. Enough is enough. Jamaicans will live. 10 years, you say. 10 long years and look how Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food pan we plate. People are suffer while Andrew live great. Hey, hey. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through and left the people be. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Their GLP friends them build high rise, roads still full of wood. A whose pocket do I feel while the nation lose its soul? Hospital overflow, picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in a politics we ever see. Holness, time to go. Time to go. The people we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Holness, time to go. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holness, time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant food, price reach the sky. You bring in the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan, but 10 years later we still can't understand. Corruption report London, nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Votes crack up parish council, bro. Country suffocate, done and it just more. And when we raise the voice, you call we political, but the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical.
Holness, time to go.
Time to go. The people
Them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door.
Holness, time to go.
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Holness, our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people COVID empty. Oh, you live so large when we live in so scanty. Not with fists, not with fire, but with voice them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate, Jamaica speaking and I'm not too late.
Holness, time to go.
Time to go. The people
Them say no.
we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door.
Holness, time to go.
Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Oh yes, our time to go. This one is for every Jamaican who can't afford feet. We are sleep on cardboard. We are drive on broken road. The people don't forget. The people don't forgive. You know